Baltimore, the charmed city. A city of neighborhoods with 66 National Register Historic Districts and 33 local historic districts. I've lived a bit south of Baltimore for almost 20 years, but rarely ventured into the city except for specific events. But that's all about to change. Nearly one-third of the city's buildings are designated as historic in the National Register, more than any other U.S. city. Founded in 1729, there's so much history and culture in the Mid-Atlantic's second largest port city that to ignore this and not experience it and share those adventures would be a great opportunity lost. Follow along as we explore the historical and cultural gems of the city and get to know those neighborhoods that have bonded together to make this city what it is. A colorful mix of beauty, quirkiness, and blue-collar personality that makes it unique among U.S. cities. Come see where we're going today. The Maryland Zoo is a 135-acre park located in historic Druid Hill Park in the northwestern area of the city of Baltimore. It opened in 1876, about 143 years ago, and is generally considered to be the third oldest zoological park in the United States. The park now is home to over 2,000 animals, and it's open daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., March through December. However, it's closed on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Come along and join us as we spend our day at the zoo. All right, we're at the zoo. We're going to go in and we're going to see some animals. What do you think?
Me? Oh, I think it's amazing. I'm super excited. Super excited about polar bears. Mom, what do you think?
I think it's great.
We're going to have fun, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, let's
Yes.
go. I thought the line would be longer, but it's not. I'm happy about that. Okay.
Hey there. So we are lifelong zoo goers, but we realized the last time we went to the zoo was 36 years ago?
So your lifetime zoo not goers.
We were big zoo goers for the first 17 years of my life, and you went a lot, didn't you? Yeah, back when she was a kid. And I think today the goal is that we're going to open all the doors and let the animals go free.
Okay.
So you'll be hearing about that on the news, I guess.
And we'll be vegetarians from now on.
All right, here we are. We're at the zoo. We're going to go find the oh, look, they got a penny smasher. So you two can deface U.S. currency. All right, so we're on the shuttle, and we're going to go up to where the cold area is, where the polar bears and the penguins are. So we'll take you along for the ride, and we'll see you in just a minute. All right, we're getting ready to go.
Zoo, and welcome to Penguin Coast. Our keepers this morning doing the actual feeding while I stand here and babble are Maria and Brad. I'll tell you a little bit more about what they're doing a little further along. If we were actually on the real penguin coast, we'd be standing here on the coast of West Africa, on the Atlantic. And you would be standing over there in Baltimore, also on the Atlantic, but on the other side of the Atlantic. If our African penguins were to swim directly out from the west coast of Africa, thousands of miles, they would eventually hit South America. But if they were to swim out and north, that is, swim west and north, they might eventually land around here. There's a reason I mentioned that, and I'll make that clear to you as we go on. These are African penguins. I know everybody thinks of penguins as cold weather animals. If you go into the Penguin Education Center, you'll see that there are 18 species of penguins, and only 3 of them spend all of their time in Antarctica. A few other species visit Antarctica from time to time, but a great number of penguins are, like our African penguins, temperate zone birds. That means that the temperatures they are used to on the west coast of Africa are the same as what we have here in Baltimore, both winter and summer. And these birds are wonderfully adapted to live where they live. They also are very much endangered. This species of penguin has lost 90% of its population over the last 100 years. So the breeding and research that we do in this facility and the cooperation which we have with folks on the west coast of Africa is very important to the continuation of this species. So these birds are very well designed to pursue fish in the water. Take a look at an individual penguin. We tend to just look at the whole group, but focus your eyes on any one penguin that you want. Look at how they're designed. A torpedo-shaped body, a long, very sharp beak. They've got feet that are set well back on their bodies, which cause them to kind of wobble and look almost comic on land, but which work as rudders when they're swimming through the water. Look at their wings. Birds all have wings, but these wings have become flippers that propel them through the water. Plus, they're wearing a wetsuit. The dense feathering of a penguin is denser than the feathering on any bird, 70 feathers per square inch. So it's essentially like wearing a wetsuit in the water. Very well designed to do what they do. And what they do is pursue fish in the water. They're usually swimming off the west coast of Africa, where ocean currents make the water a bit cooler than it is here. But they're well put together to take care of that. Even their coloration, which I'll tell you about in a little while, is very important for their survival in the wild.
So, how long have you been doing this?
How long have I've been a volunteer here for 4 years?
Okay.
I've been doing the narration for, I guess, the last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you feed the penguins?
What do we feed them?
Uh-huh.
Smelt, herring, and capelin.
Okay.
They eat about 90 pounds of fish a day, every day.
A piece or total?
No, not a piece.
You say that's awfully.
That's for 91 penguins.
I see.
Yeah.
So about a pound a day.
About a pound a day per fish. And when you realize that the penguins weigh between 5 and 8 pounds, they can be eating 20% of their body weight each day.
Well, that suggests they're pretty active then and burn it off.
They are very active.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So they get along okay with the pelicans, I see.
Well, they do well enough. There are pelicans in there. There are also cormorants in there.
Okay.
And those are birds that you would find on the west coast of Africa, along with the penguins.
Cool. Is the water cooled? I mean, does the heat bother them?
The air temperatures here are about the same as what they are on the west coast of Africa.
Okay.
The water over there is a little cooler because of the ocean currents. So we chill the water to about 65 degrees in the summer.
Okay.
They'll actually eat, for their yearly diet, they'll eat 2/3 of that in just the springtime. And so that's a really good time to be eating as polar bears. You've got seal pups being born, and that's a very good food source for them. But then they have to survive on that layer of fat through the summer when the sea ice recedes and they don't have a very good hunting platform. And then they go back out and start hunting in the fall and winter, catching some adult seals here and there, but kind of getting themselves through that spring. But since they can just survive off of the fat of seals, we can give them a little bit more fatty foods than we can give our grizzly bears.
Pretty cool.
And our grizzly bears do go in the water. We did, when we got them, not know whether they could actually swim. So we had the water levels really low in both of these pools. We can't do that long term because our pools have a pump system, and it's not good for the pump system to be running without the full pool of water. But we can do that occasionally for them because they actually don't want to get their ears underwater. So they will be out in the wild in streams and rivers, but they'll kind of gorge out chest level. And if they can't get to the food that they're trying to get to, so a fish, they actually will pick it up with their feet to their front paws and to their mouth to grab it, because they would rather do that than stick their head underwater. So every now and again you'll see grizzly bear feet in our pool on the ledge here, but we would also, it takes a lot of exhibit design, but we also have some shallow pools back in our holding areas that don't have pumps running, so we can keep it low, and they will go in there and just walk around with people, and then they'll kind of sit on the walls and just chill in the pool. So we have to figure out how to get a shallow water source for them out here. But right now they have a nice little ledge that they'll rest on in there to cool off. And they usually take their toys into the pool as well, because they know that water helps get the food out of the toys. So they'll kind of sit on the ledge and eat their food and then send the toy back out into the pool.
Perfect.
Wow. We have a lot of fare here.
Yeah.
We're looking at, once everyone reaches sexual maturity, we're looking at having 2 almost 600-pound polar bears and 500-pound grizzly bears. So we've got another few years, so maybe 4 or 5 years on them. Right now we are 3 years old. She may have gone inside, so we give them the option to go into their den space to cool off if they want to. We find that having that ability to make a choice about where they are really helps them want to be outside, because they can go inside. We don't make it fun at all in there. It's just their dens, and they kind of go in and they're like, meh. And when it is hot, obviously we have to manage them to be able to give them a place to get out of the sun, get out of the heat, and the dens are a really good space for that. It's not air conditioned back there, but the building was built to be cool. We also have big fans in there. So we do a lot of management that way, just giving them that choice to get off the exhibit. We also do a lot of ice treats, which we put out ice treats in the morning and they're all gone. So they'd actually never spent time together prior to coming to our facility. They had known each other through sight and smell, but never shared a space. So we actually used that to our advantage. When they came to our facility, they did voluntarily load into their crates, so they were processing what was happening. Columbus did have to load at least these 2 bears, I think her brother as well, all on the same day, and they did not have to anesthetize any of those bears, which is a huge training feat, because once one bear is in a crate, it's going to make noise, and the other bears are going to know what's going on. So they actually got in their crates for sherbet ice cream, because 2 wouldn't, and they came to our facility. We got them later in the afternoon, and they did come to our holding area here, as opposed to our hospital where we do quarantine some of our smaller animals. And the very next day we did put them together and relied on the fact that they did know each other in order to give them some familiarity about what was happening. So they were weaned from mom at that time. That is the natural time of dispersal in the wild, so at 2 years of age. However, it's still a very stressful thing, and it really worked out for us. We do have them grumbling and playing and everything like that, but they do spend a lot of time laying together. Even when it's 100 degrees out, I will see them laying, touching each other.
Alright, so took a quick stop here, pit stop before we get on the train. We're going to get on the train now, give a little ride, and then come back, and then we'll go into the safari area.
So I'm not sure. I don't know why they're. Or no, there's a male. That's the male. There's a pup. That's the male. I think that was he was rescued from a circus. I think. I know there was one that.
Perfect.
This is what it is?
No.
Oh, right. Oh my God, that was.
Perfect.
Did we all have fun?
We did. Did you have fun?
Yeah, super hot, but I'm ready to
Super
go
hot,
home now.
Sunny, ready to go home, but really, really a good day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.